You're watching SKST Radio.
Well, welcome to another episode of SKST Radio. We're talking SKST Radio Small Business Network, and you're with Grayson and my new friend. She goes by the name of Christy. Hi, Christy. Welcome to the show.
Very nice to meet you. Thanks for having me.
I know. It's been like forever.
Yeah, it has. Long time to wait to put a face with the name.
So, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And you have such a pretty smile. So, so warm and welcoming. So thank you for being here. Well, I'll tell people who you are and what you do.
So my name is Christy Texeira, and I am the author of Pink Elephants, A Mother's Story of Faith, Strength, and Perseverance. It is my debut book. I don't have a writing background, but due to life circumstances and suggestions of others, I decided to take the plunge and kind of shelve my interior design business to write this book. So I have two businesses, essentially. Do a blog for the book each week. And it's not really for the book. It's a blog of positivity and just things to promote looking at life through a different lens and perspective. And that's what I try to do, promote positivity and look at life from as many different perspectives as possible to relate to one another, because the bottom line is we have more similarities than we do differences. And that's what I want to capitalize on.
Very nice. Very nice. I think this book is coming at a right time because you got so many people doing so many things, and the world is just a little crazy. Just a little bit,
the world is quite crazy. Yeah.
And so to be a mother, a positive mother, a lot of times you don't realize you shine on other parents or other people who are struggling, and you don't even know it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So just to be positive and come out with something like your book here, Pink Elephants, it's amazing. It's something that's really, really needed. So what got you started? What got you started on this?
So my daughter, when she was 5 years old, I have two daughters. When my oldest was 5 years old, she was diagnosed with a rare bone marrow failure disease called aplastic anemia, which meant that her bone marrow was not producing blood cells. So she had plasma, but she didn't have red blood cells, white blood cells, or platelets. And not having any sort of medical background, my husband and I had no idea what we were dealing with, spent a ton of time at Children's Hospital in Denver. And in order to keep family and friends updated on what was going on, we used a social media platform called Caring Bridge. And I would post updates there when needed, not on a regular schedule or anything. And people could comment back. And there were several comments over the year and a half or 2 years that I used the platform that, oh, you really should write a book. And so the seed was planted and sat there for several years germinating. And once our daughter was out of the woods with her illness, I was just so ready to get back to normal life as I knew it. So I returned to interior design, and over the years would take stabs at writing a book. And I just could never allow myself enough time to write the book. And then it became, I finally gifted myself that time and took a break from interior design, wrote the book, and it came out during the pandemic, which on one hand coincided nicely, and on the other hand was kind of a bummer. But at any rate, it came out exactly when it was supposed to. It really filled my bucket of creativity, and being able to share my family's story of overcoming adversity really opened my eyes to the fact that it doesn't matter what your trauma in life is. If you read the book, you can plug in your own trauma and relate, because emotions are what are relatable. And that's that was the message I was trying to get across to other people, that you aren't given what you want to deal with in life. You're given what you can deal with in life.
Yeah. But they always tell you, they say the Lord will never put too much on you that you can't handle. But it doesn't seem like that at the time. When the
No.
crisis hit you, it's kind of like, I don't, it's no manual. How do you do this? And so I feel like your book is something that will sort of help answer some of the questions.
That's what I'm hoping. My family, we're not religious. We are spiritual, if you will. So we believe in God, but however other people interpret God or their higher power, that's their business. But I don't believe anybody can make it through by themselves.
Yeah.
And so if we can support one another and relate to one another and share experiences, it just empowers each other to do better in life.
Exactly.
We're all facing hard things at various times, and you can feel really alone in those times. And so if you have someone to share their experiences with you, it makes it that much more doable to know that somebody else is going through it or has been through it. And that's what I hope my book is. Not a how to deal with hard things, but just how we dealt with it. And again, provide a different perspective or angle to look at it. Nobody wants to be facing the potential death of their child, but there were reasons, and we're still discovering what those are, that we went through that.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my gosh, it's a lot. And now for you as the actual author and the mom that went through all this, tell me about your support system.
Our support system was huge, just community from family and friends from my daughter's elementary school, because she was pulled out of kindergarten. And it was a testament to the fact that people, they want to step to the plate and they want to help each other. And strangers that we didn't even know, we had never met, were emailing, or packages would show up of activities for my daughters to do together, just because it was before COVID, and yet our life was very similar to how everyone lived during COVID. We were isolated. We couldn't go anywhere. Haley had to wear a mask. So just to keep our spirits up and be thinking ahead, people were willing to jump in and help in every way possible. Ways we didn't even imagine. The hospital was an hour away, so people started sending us gift cards. I didn't, and we were in a position to become really humble. Nobody likes to ask for what they need. It feels uncomfortable to ask. And we learned how to ask for what we needed, and we learned how to accept what was being given to us. And gratitude has always been huge in our lives, but the whole experience made it that much better. I mean, if we weren't crying because we were sad or scared, we were crying tears of joy because at the shittiest time of our life was still really, really good. I mean, we felt loved and blessed, and had to look at our glass as half full.
Wow. So if you had to go through the whole ordeal all over again, and putting your book on the back burner, and scheduling time, some me time to gift yourself time to get this book out, what would you do differently?
Ooh, that's a good one, Cammie. I don't know. I don't know exactly what I would do differently. I really do think it came out when it was supposed to come out. I think I probably wouldn't have been so hard on myself in trying to push it out the door years before. I would have not taken those false starts at it and just accepted that it's going to happen when it happens. I would have allowed myself or gifted myself the time to just let it be, because when it did come out, it was so much more poignant, I think. Having it come out during the pandemic, hopefully readers saw, oh, look, this family was going through a very similar situation as far as lockdown by themselves.
Yeah.
By themselves, we can do it as a whole in the world. And the idea that we do face hard things and they're out of our control.
Yeah,
All we
absolutely.
can do is put one foot in front of the other and do the best you can. I mean, who are you going to be mad at? You can't be mad at it. Nobody asked for it. Nobody did it to us. Nobody did the pandemic to us. But it was kind of a pause and reset button both times for me to assess what are my blessings in life. Twice I was given extra time with my daughters at home. You know, that was huge. Would I ever want to relive either of those experiences? No, but I wouldn't trade them either.
Right. Yeah, I mean, so I would have thought of it that way too. It gave you extra time with the kids.
Absolutely.
And so that's something precious because a lot of times you don't have the time to do the things that you really would like to do, and you look back because I'm thinking my son. I was a go-getter nonstop, and my son grew up before I knew it.
Yeah.
You can't take that back, and it's kind of like, wow, we missed a whole bunch. I feel like.
Well, I think that there's always those times where we have to pat ourselves on the back for we did the best we could.
Yeah.
In hindsight, would we have done things different or better? Yeah, maybe. But, life gives you what you need when you need it, and you do the best you can with it and are thankful for it in the time. And I mean, now Haley, our medical journey has resulted in a cure, not remission. And she's getting ready to graduate in a week and go to college. And so for me, yeah, I'm sad. I'm sad that our family dynamic is about to change, but I'm so excited for her to have been given literally a second life.
Yes.
And go out and experience it and make her own way and forge her own roads. And knowing that we went through something and made it out, and I can let her go. I wasn't ready to let her go then, and now it's okay. She deserves this.
Yeah.
So it's definitely changed my mindset around family and time, and that you're given a limited amount and you capitalize on it when you can, but at the same time you have to be working and you have to be living for yourself as well. So as long as you're doing the best you can.
Yeah, that's pretty much all you can do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
So tell me now, since you've done all this, what's the most happiest you've been since you completed the book?
There was someone in New Zealand who reached out through social media and said, thank you. Your book.
Wow.
He never disclosed what his medical illness was as a child, but just knowing that I had touched someone's life that was so far away and I had no connection to. I mean, there wasn't even 6 degrees of separation, and that this person came forward and said, thank you. Wow. You did a good job, and I wish that my mother would have done it like you. And, your kids are really lucky. It made me feel good that I'm doing a good job, but it made me feel even better that someone else could recognize what they've been through and a positive side of looking at it, and that they were humble enough to give a compliment and to then share the book with other people and hopefully get the message a little further into the world that hard and shitty things happen, but there could be worse.
Right.
So that was a really impactful